And welcome everyone. We are live from Sri Lanka, from Trincomalee. I'm just gonna give it a minute until I can see that we are indeed live. Yes, I can see the numbers, so welcome everyone. We've got about 15 minutes before to start. We're just waiting for everyone to connect, and as we do that, we'll be crocodile spotting, because I have a lot of crocodiles in front of me, although most of them are hiding right now. Let me know in the chat that you can hear me properly. And if anyone was completely new to me, this is quite unusual. I usually do live walking tours on the streets of London, but I'm traveling at the moment, so we are live from Sri Lanka. And we've got about 15 minutes. Let me know in the chat that you can hear me properly, so I know that everything is working as it should be. You can hear me, perfect. Thank you very much, Pisas. Am I making friends with the crocodiles? Well, they actually are a bit scared of humans, I'm afraid. They were, when I first arrived, there were 5 here, but they've been spooked. There was a big bang behind me. They, hello.
Hello, where are they?
Well, they're hiding right now, but there were 5 a minute ago, and we still have some chicken here, so they might be back. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. There were some tourists on a tuk-tuk behind me. I think they're coming. You can, let me show you. When you come to Sri Lanka, you can rent your own tuk-tuk. So I think that's what those guys have done. They rented their own tuk-tuk. I did not do that because I don't think it's the most convenient. I prefer to rent scooters. Hello again, Judy. And welcome again, Sarah. So we've got about 15 minutes before to start the walking tour. We're just waiting for more people to connect and hopefully some crocodiles to come back. What we can try to do, I'll wait for a few more of you to arrive, but see, you've got pieces of chicken here. This is from the butchers. I think they're a bit too close to the shore, so what I might try to do is to push them away with, I don't want to touch it because it's a bit gross, but to push them away with a stick so the crocodiles might come back. They've been spooked. There was I think someone dropped a gate or something metal behind me, and all at the same time the 5 crocodiles dunked underwater. They've been back on and off, but not as close as they were originally. I'm just checking, see if I see any movement. If not, I'll show you the video from last night. We had, I think, 7 of them last night. And welcome everyone that just joined. We're just waiting for everyone to connect. We'll go on a little walking tour, but so far we are crocodile spotting. There are about 400 of them in the lake, and this is the best spot. Have you guys been here before?
No. Here is the first time.
Yeah. I was here last night and we saw quite a few, so I'm just hoping for them to come back.
Are you Australian?
No, I'm French.
French?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm Greek. Lou is British.
Dutch.
Okay.
A couple is Dutch.
You traveling together or you just met?
We met.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're together on that.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so, hi Martin.
What did they do last night? Just hang around?
Yeah, so I think that's what happened half an hour ago. So you usually have a guide on a tuk-tuk coming with pieces of chicken. See, the chicken is right here. It's leftovers from the butcher. And the crocodile just come to pick it up. I'm gonna try to push the chicken away. Hi Tish, welcome everyone that just joined. We still have a few minutes before to start. We're just trying to spot some crocodiles for the time being. Right, I'm gonna be very brave and I've got a wooden stick here. I'm gonna try to push the chicken away. See, this is chicken from the butcher. I'm just gonna try to push it away so the crocodiles are not scared of. Oh, that's gross. Oh, oops. Right, 3, 2, 1. Ah! There we go. Oh no, it's going with the other pieces of chicken. Right, but hopefully they might be able to. This is absolutely gross. If I fall into the lake, it was lovely to get to know you all. Ah, disgusting, disgusting. Ah. I don't think I'm in danger. I think they're actually quite scared of humans. For everyone that just joined, we're just trying to spot a few crocodiles. There are quite a few of them in this lake, 400 approximately. And good morning, Linda. I saw a lot of them last night, exactly at the same time and with the same chicken, so hopefully they'll come back. If you see any movement on camera, let me know. Sometimes you actually see better on camera. There were 5 of them not so long ago, but I didn't want to connect too early because I know for some of you in America it's very early. So it is nearly 6 p.m. over here in Sri Lanka. It's a bit tricky because Sri Lanka is 5.5 hours ahead of the UK. I actually messed up with that too. I wanted to do it half an hour earlier, but oh, I've seen a movement here. Good morning, Joe. Where are they all? It's typical when you want to see them, they go away. Even the eagles are gone. When I first arrived, there were a lot of eagles stealing the chicken away from the crocodiles.
Yes. Do you see him? Yes, one down. Can you see him?
No? Which side? Oh, in the distance, straight.
In the
Sorry,
distance, right to the tree. The
little island there.
The little island
Yeah.
on the right is moving. It's moving.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in a bit. It's quite far away. You probably won't see much movement on camera, but I think there's one down there. Hopefully they'll feel the chicken and they'll come. Unless they're already digesting the one they had earlier. That's just to keep us busy through the pre-tour. If we don't see them, we don't see them. I'll show you the little video from yesterday. Yesterday was a long game as well, so we waited at least 20 minutes before they turned up. It's an experience you can pay for. So you pay for a tuk-tuk man, and he comes with the chicken bits, those little chicken bits there. And it's not too expensive. It's about 1,500 rupees. So that'll be about, I think, not even £5, British pounds. It's always nice to start the morning with friends from across the globe. Yes, Linda, I agree. Even my eagles are gone. There were a lot of eagles on the tree over here when I first arrived. They will be back. I have hopes. So this is the spot. There's quite a few people that have just joined. Every night people come here, early morning as well, to spot the crocodiles. You're like a man who arrived with his own chicken. Yeah, I didn't book any of those guides, but we were lucky enough last night to have. There was a couple of French people that had booked a guide, so we had some chicken last night as well.
No, not now, but further out. Not yet.
Let's see what time it is. So we've got 4 minutes, and then we'll make a move. We'll go for a little walk because I want to show you the beach before the light goes away. It's actually a good spot for sunset anyway. And they're quite big. They're like 2 meters.
No, but how long? 10 meters, huh? Yeah, 5 meters. Huh? 5 meters.
Do you have some 5 meters one here? Well, there's a local boy behind us. He said he sees some 5 and 6 meters sometimes. And I believe him because last night they were quite big, a good 2 meters.
How can you sleep? I sleep.
I see some movement, I think. Look, straight ahead. He's coming, look. Can you see a bit of movement there? I don't want to be too loud, but there's one coming down there. Hopefully he'll come for our chicken. It might not look great on camera, but hopefully he'll come a bit closer. They're camera shy, yeah, they might not want to be on YouTube, you know, those crocodiles. You see the rascal, good. Hi Emma, welcome. For anyone that just joined, we're hoping to see some crocodiles and we'll make a move in a few minutes if they don't come. We've got some chicken here, so they might be coming to eat the piece of chicken floating here, hopefully. Ooh! The gentleman is very brave. He's putting the chicken away, but he's putting his feet in it. Has there ever been any accidents? Anyone being bitten yet?
No.
Good. So you won't be the first one. Good morning, Amanda, and welcome everyone that just joined. One minute before we start. Hi Eva, I've not seen you in a while. Nice to have you along. And there was some movement down there, but they're not coming. They're not coming. And it is officially time to start. It is 6 o'clock, guys, so we'll make a move because we don't want to miss the light on the beach. And there's a lovely little cemetery I want to show you before it's dark. Right, let me show you the video from last night, so you can see where are we. That was last night, same time. See, you can see there's one there. And so that's from last night. We're no longer live. I mean, I am live, but the video is from last night. So you can see they did come quite close, exactly at the same spot. And the gentleman is in the water again, moving the chicken. Very brave. I don't think I would. So see, that's last night. They came quite close. Hi, Christopher. I'll show you a bit more in the video as well. When I get home, I'll produce a few videos as well. Hi Tariq, welcome. So for those of you that just joined, this is a video. This is not me live. They've not really turned up tonight yet. This is from last night. You wouldn't be. Well, I don't think they'll. I think they're quite scared of us anyway. They wouldn't come out of the water to bother me. Even if they did, I think I'll run faster than them anyway. Cool. Let me remove the video. How do I do this without making a mess? Like this. There we go. They might come back eventually. The brave gentleman has just gone into the water again to move the chicken. You know what? We don't want to miss the light, so we'll make a move. Because that could be a long game. It could take up to half an hour for them to... you see? The eagle has just snapped it away. So you try to feed the crocodiles, and it's the eagles that take everything. Anyway, let's give up. Let's go for tonight. Bye, guys. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, that's a lovely little spot where you have people pretty much every night trying to spot their crocodiles. Last night we also had monkeys. I'm kind of hoping they'll make an appearance, but we never know. It's typical. It's always when you want them to come that they don't come. It's a beautiful time for a tour though. Anyway, let me show you my face for a second. So for anyone that don't know me, I'm Natalie. I usually do lives in London, but we are traveling. We are in Sri Lanka. So let me flip this camera around again to show you the view. There we go. So we are at the moment, I'm on the east, northeast side of the country. We are just by Trincomalee. So Trincomalee is a fort. It was a very busy naval spot for the Brits and the Dutch and the French. The fort has been taken by different colonizers over the years. Just checking on top of this building here, because yesterday when I came here I was actually looking at a puppy on the ground, when I realized there was another little mammal ahead of me, on top of me. Let me show you. He was just looking at me from the top.
Bye.
I have seen quite a few monkeys. Let me remove the video. Cool, let's go, because we want to get to the beach before. So I arrived in Sri Lanka about of rain. Yesterday was the first day really where it was sunny. Before to be here in Trincomalee, I was in I cannot say it properly. Anuradhapura. That's the original capital of the country. That's where you have a lot of amazing temples to visit. But it was basically tropical rain. And then we took a bus to come down here. The buses are very, very much affordable in Sri Lanka, so you could cross the full country pretty much on buses. You'd have to be careful not to get scammed though. The very first welcome into the country was a guy trying to scam us. Welcome back, because technically I came to Sri Lanka for a few hours before to go to the Maldives, and then we came back. And we tried to, we didn't want to take a taxi or tuk-tuk from the airport to Colombo. We tried to take a local bus. the bus, 187 to be precise. And we run for the bus. I talked to the first guy. I asked for the price. And he was like, you talk to the driver? And I was like, this is a bit dodgy. Why doesn't he want to tell me the price? And my travel buddy, she was actually far behind. So I think they didn't realize that we were together. And we didn't sit together. She's a friend, by the way. She's not my partner or anything. And we had checked on the internet how much it would cost. It wasn't the same company. It was actually like a coach company, but they said about 500 rupees. And at the time of leaving the bus, first all the locals left, and the driver took us apart to a different spot with only a few tourists in the bus, like 4 or 5 of us. And I was like, oh, how much is it? 600. So I paid 600, right? It didn't shock me because the normal price was, what I read on the internet, was 500. That probably wasn't up to date, you know. So I was like, okay, paid my fare, got off the bus. And one Dutch tourist told me, you've just been scammed. It's 300. So I just got back on the bus as he was trying to charge my friend. And I was like, hold on, mate, I paid for her. It's 300, right? I paid for 2. Because I didn't want to tell him, oh, you're a scammer. I didn't want to involve the other guy that had told. So I was like, yeah, I've just paid for her, so don't charge her. I've paid for 2. And the guy turned around and he looked at me and was like, why? Are you a man? I mean, you know, you're being caught scamming tourists, and the only thing you find to say is a bit of misogyny or homophobia. I don't know what that was. But yeah, they literally tried to charge us double the price. It's still not much. It's still, you know, when you come from Europe, it's very much affordable. But yeah, not nice. So now when we take a bus, we try to ask the locals next to us how much you're paying for the journey, you know. Most people speak English, not everyone really, but I was actually quite surprised that the level of understanding of English is actually a bit better than India, I would say. Most people can communicate quite well. Those fields there, by the way, those one I don't know what it is, but the second one, that was onions, spring onions. Yesterday, someone on us, because we were trying to find out, looking at the crops and be like, what could that be? And someone just on a cycle passed behind us, and it was like, onion garden, onion garden. That's quite cool. The locals are very, very friendly. And it's very quiet at the moment. It's actually off season. So you have very, very few tourists. So everyone wants to chat to you. It's, I don't actually know if I'd recommend coming to Trincomalee at this time of the year. It's no longer the rainy season. The very rainy season is hello. The Sri Lanka, in terms of the rainy season, is divided into 2. So the south, that'll be the dry season at the moment, and the north is actually the opposite, which is quite weird that the monsoon do change depending on the place in the country. So a lot of people come here in July, August, when it's actually raining in the south. And we had a lot of rain, but that was not because it's the wet season. It was a storm that struck here and in the Maldives actually a few days ago. Exactly, Dawn. If that's what you're into, it's very quiet, extremely quiet, too quiet for me, but you've got a hotel for yourself. We are the only customers at the hotel. You've got, when you go to those private beaches to have a coffee or anything, you're often the only one there. So if that's what you're into, it's a good time to come. Hello! If you wanted to do the water activities though, then it's not a good time. That's why we came here, because we wanted to go and see the whale. You can do some whale watching, and you can actually swim with them from here. There's also an island called Pigeon Island, and my friend wanted to dive. Sadly, all the diving centers are closed for the season. They'll be reopening at the end of next month, or maybe April or beginning of May. Same for the boat. None of the boats was actually going towards Pigeon Island, which is apparently amazing for snorkeling. So yeah, no water activity whatsoever. So it's been interesting. And it's the only place, that's why I've decided to do a live here. It's one of the only place where we've got 2 days, 2.5 days. After this, from tomorrow, we'll be pretty much moving every day. Cool. Let's go down towards the beach. I have to be careful to take the right one. Yeah, it's this one, because the second street is actually completely flooded. Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm French.
French.
Yeah. See you later. Yeah, all the locals are very, very friendly. See, you've got a tuk-tuk straight ahead. It's become, it has become very, very easy to negotiate with the tuk-tuks nowadays, because they are now on Uber and on another app called Pick Me. So even if you don't, I don't like to use Uber, for example, because I don't want to be giving 25% to an international company. I prefer to give my money to the locals. But at least you can check the price on Uber or on Pick Me, and then you can negotiate with them, telling them the price on Pick Me. So, hello. So this way you'd pay pretty much the same price as the locals, really. Well, that is if you have internet, because obviously if you don't have internet, it's a bit more difficult to check on Uber or Pick Me. And welcome Laurie, and welcome anyone that just joined. We are heading down towards the beach. So Sri Lanka, by the way, if any of you didn't know, that's the little teardropped country looking like a teardrop at the bottom of India. It is an island. It's not connected to India anymore, but it used to be. 500 years ago, you had some kind of like a sand bridge going all the way from the south of India to Sri Lanka. But there was a huge cyclone that destroyed that little sand bridge. They have been talking about building an actual bridge. It might come one day, but that'll be a huge budget. And welcome, Sansan. And we're going down to the beach. It's going to be very quiet because, of course, the sun is just setting on the other side. But it's been quiet every day, all day anyway. So Sri Lanka used to be called Ceylon, like Ceylon tea. Well, actually, Sri Lanka is the third biggest exporter of tea in the world. They changed their name in 1972. So they grow a lot of tea. It is the Brits that introduced the tea plantations and coffee in the area. And they also got some workers from South India to come down here. That's why still today you have different communities and religion living together in the country. It's about 70% Buddhist, but in the north of the island you have a lot of Hindus. They speak different languages. You've got the Tamil, so that's towards here on the north, and the Sinhala, which is most of the country. The Sinhala is about 70% of the country. So you've got about 70% Buddhist, 12% Hindu, and the rest would be some Catholics and Muslims, about the same share of the population. And we are arriving at the beach now. So as you see, it's very quiet. It's still not hugely developed in terms of tourism. So that's why a lot of people come here, because it's not too busy yet. In about 10 days, I'll go down to the south, with those surfing beaches, and I'll be able to see the difference, really. It's probably going to be far busier with a lot of tourism. Over here, most of the tourism is French and German. Well, behind us earlier we had some Dutch and Greek and one lady from Britain as well at the crocodile spot. But according to the people in the tourism industry, they say it's a lot of French and German. Not that many Brits, surprisingly. I would have expected them to come here because, Well, you know, because it's, of course, a former colony. Sri Lanka has been independent since 1948, so a year after India. Oh, and talking about independence, let me show you a little gem that I found today. I don't know if it's true, but I read that there are 4 in the country. I already found 2. Let me show you. So that was by the fort. A letterbox. So the foundry might be local, but you see G6R. So that's the royal cipher of George VI. So that's Queen Elizabeth II's dad, you know, the one with a stammer. So that letterbox you can probably read at the bottom. It's from 1948. So that would be the very last year when they would still produce them with the royal cipher. Let me show you the ones that have been produced since. I've got 2 over here. They look quite the same, but they don't have the royal cipher anymore. You've got the little Sri Lankan lion. Yeah, it was Ceylon as the T. Ceylon apparently in, I don't know if it's in Tamil or in Sinhalese, but I think it's in Sinhalese. Sail, I think it meant lion. So Ceylon was the country of the lion, basically. And let me show you, there's another one that's, where is it? So another one with G6R. Some of you might know I'm a bit of a letterbox nerd, so that's the second one I found. And I know there's another one in Gale, so I'll probably find that in a while. The foundries probably are local, but you can see the cipher. We have a lot of stray dogs over here as well. They're very friendly. And the locals do feed them every so often. Oh great, we have a beautiful flag here, so I can explain the flag. So in terms of the different communities that live here, the majority, as we mentioned, is the Sinhalese, so that's the Buddhist community. So see the lion with his axe, that's with the maroon background, so that's for the Sinhalese. The little drops on the 4 corners around the lion, that is the virtues of Buddhism: kindness, compassion, happiness, and equanimity. The brown is for the Tamil, so that's the Hindu, and the green is for the Muslim. So you've got, and the yellow is for everyone else. So you've got all the communities represented on the flag. So that's quite cool. So you can see a lot of those restaurants on the beach, and private beaches are sadly very quiet at this time of the year. This one sells alcohol. Alcohol is not everywhere. It's a bit like in Kerala. Some of you might remember I took you to Kerala in December. The sale of alcohol is controlled by government, and the license is quite expensive, so a lot of businesses cannot really have a license for alcohol. So to buy alcohol you have to go to the wine shop or to the few bars that actually have a license. Or they also have a few establishments that would have, they would sell beer, but you'd have to hide it under the table and you need to ask discreetly. Same as Kerala, really. Hello. Yes, it is a great flag. And people here seem to be quite nationalist, or at least quite proud of their flag, because you see the flag a lot. You know, on tuk-tuks, on buildings, on restaurants, on cars, or whatever it might be. Now, talking about animals, let me show you the collection of animals I've seen here. We have well, we have a lot of stray dogs and cats, like everywhere. I think they also, I've not seen it, but I think they also, in the forest, they also have the smallest wild cat in the world. I think it's called rusty spotted. I've never seen any. It's very, very rare, but I think they have some in Sri Lanka. And this morning I saw some iguanas too, and I saw, let me show you, monkey red faces, monkey black faces, Indian palm squirrel. So you might remember we saw those ones in Kerala as well. And my favorite, spotted deers. So those are very unusual, and as you can imagine, they are not native. Let me remove the photos. In Tricomalee, so in the we are about 16 kilometers from the city of Trincomalee. But in the city, that's where you have Fort Frederick. So that's a fort, originally a Portuguese fort, but then it was a Dutch fort for many years. And hello. So you have those amazing restaurants. We had lunch there yesterday. And the fort today you can go and visit. They have a beautiful temple. Why am I talking about? Yeah, so the fort is full of deers, spotted deers. Let me show you. They're very friendly. They come and beg for food. They give you a cuddle. They're almost like stray dogs. You know, they're scavenging for food, and they are only in the city. Weirdly, they don't go out in the wild. They stay in the city. And the story behind them, but you have, I mean, thousands of them. It's actually quite, it's very, very unusual. It's actually the Brits that brought a few of those spotted deers to be used as pets, really, for the British military at the fort. And eventually they escaped and they stayed. So that's very, very unusual. You wouldn't find them in the rest of Sri Lanka. Yeah, so I got a kiss from Bambi. I was trying to take a normal selfie, but Bambi wanted to kiss me. I didn't even feed them. Well, not this one. Later on, I did feed another one with some little treats, but this one just wanted a cuddle. Anyway, let me remove the photo. The fort was it was a great naval base for the Dutch at some point, for the French at some point, and for the Brits for a very long time. Nelson actually said it was one of the greatest port in the world, really. Some of you, well, at least Pisa, so anyone from Canada or British Columbia, you might know the Tricomalee channel. I think it's very close to you, Pisa. It's very close to Victoria. It was named after the harbor of Tricomalee. It's not spelled exactly the same, but yeah. Are they playing cricket? Yes, they're playing cricket. So you can see the influence of the British Empire. I don't think we play cricket in any other country that was not part of the British Empire. I think I never even knew what cricket was before to move to the UK. So yeah, that's a very popular game over here. Not that I understand the rules. I have been to a cricket match before because I was working there, but I still don't understand the rules at all. And there's a little temple behind those buildings. I'm going to try to go around to show you the. Oh, let me show you. That's quite interesting. You know, I mentioned there was a storm a couple of days ago, so the sea had brought back a lot of crap from the bottom of the sea. So see, you've got those little mussels or whatever they're called. So you can see that this shoe has been under the sea for a long time, and with the little bit of a storm we had, everything has been brought back to the beach, really. Right, perfect timing. I just wanted to get to the cemetery before it's dark. because there's a lovely Christian cemetery here. The cemeteries abroad, they always have the best spot. They always are literally next to the ocean. Let me try to show you the temple from here. I don't think it's open these days, but you can see. Sorry, I have to be very careful because there are a lot of snakes in this country. 400 people a year die of snake bites. So I'm with flip-flops into the grass at the moment, so I've got to be careful. So yeah, lovely little temple here. And the flag, I don't know what this flag is. It's probably a god. I think it's probably an Hindu god. Some of their temples are actually confusing me big time. The other day we went into a Buddhist temple, and it's clearly Buddhist. You know, you've got a big Buddha, and then you find Shiva. You know, the Hindu, the blue god in Hinduism. So it's like, even in their temple, they're kind of mixing religions. It's very interesting. You wouldn't really do that with any other religions. But yeah, hello. Cool, so let's go and see the Christian cemetery. You see more Christian cemeteries simply because Hindus, they do cremation mainly, so I guess they don't have much of a need for cemeteries. Hi, Linda. Right, I've got to be careful again where I step here, because I want to show you one grave that's completely sunken into the sand, but I don't want to walk on a snake. Where was it? I think it's down here. There's a cross that's literally oh, there it is. It's literally, you can see that most of the cross is oh, I probably shouldn't do that. I didn't really know about the snakes when I came here yesterday. Now I've read a bit more about it, and it's scary. There we go. So you can see how much of that cross is under the sand, really. And let's go around to take a look at the others. Probably should be wearing some proper shoes to walk in the vegetation, but oh well, too late. Isn't that a beautiful spot to be buried at? Right on the beach. Don't know if they still take some new burials, but why not? There are quite a few Catholics. The waiter last night in the restaurant was Catholic. We've got you meet people from many different religions, and they don't mind mixing. You know, the buses, they're all blessed. So usually you see some of the Hindu gods or Buddha at the front. The first bus we took, well, the one we took to get here, at the front you had Jesus, you had some Hindu gods, you had Buddha, you had the representation of a minaret, because, you know, with Allah, there's no representations of Allah. But yeah, you literally had all the gods, or at least all the local religions, on the same bus. So everyone was blessed. So that's quite cool. They don't mind mixing all the religion and representing everyone. Cool. So that's quite a beautiful cemetery. And I looked at the date. See this one? Oh, sorry, I just stepped into a big hole. 2024, so they still take some new burials. Well, or at least they did last year. I was gonna double check if they might be allowed to bury some people in their back garden. There are some states in India when they can do that, especially after COVID. Because as we were on the bus, at some point I would see some monument that looked like a grave to me, and I was like, is this a grave? Do they have grave in the middle of nowhere? So I need to double check that, maybe. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the tour. Let me go back into the sand to say bye bye. So I don't want to stand in the grass or the vegetation for too long. And let me know in the chat if you have any questions before we go. Oops, sorry. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you along. If you want to see a bit more of Sri Lanka, I've got 2 more dates scheduled. It's gonna be sunrise though, so I know for people in the UK it's not gonna be very convenient at all, because that'll be like after midnight, nearly 1 a.m. But it's very difficult to find a convenient time for everyone. And for me, at least, this way I don't have to abandon my friend for too long. I can just wake up, leave her in bed, go and do my tour, and not abandon her in the middle of the day. Look, we've got one more piece of wood that was obviously underwater. I don't know what they're called, but apparently you can eat those. Apparently they're quite of a delicacy in Spain. Never had them, but... Thank you very much, Linda. That's very, very much appreciated. If any of you dropped me a little tip on PayPal or buy me a coffee as well, I don't see them live in the chat, but that's very, very much appreciated. It is thanks to your generosity that I can keep going and do more research and create more tours or buy more signal. It's not too expensive in this country. In the Maldives, that was quite expensive to get a SIM card, but here it's affordable. Oh, you can see my. I might have been murdered in a past life. I've got birthmark on my neck, and apparently some people say that your birthmark, they are past life related. So I might have been stabbed in the neck or something in a past life. Who knows? Thanks Tish, thanks Linda. Oh yes, thanks Gregory. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions before we go. Oops. Thanks Amanda, thanks Sanson. So hopefully I'll see some of you. It's next week. It's gonna be, the next one is in Ella, so it's in the center, in the mountains. And the next one after that would be on a beachside location in the south, where you have a lot of international tourists and a lot of surfers. Although they wouldn't be surfing at 6 a.m, but they are there. Oh, we never know. It's actually so warm that they might be surfing at 6. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Cool. Thank you guys. Have a great day, a great morning, a great evening, whatever time it is for you, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.